Hello children, welcome back to maths class and welcome to our new semester. We start our new semester with the chapter fractions. Have you ever heard about fractions? What do you mean by fractions? Fractions means we are dividing a whole thing into some equal parts and one portion from that part is known as a fraction. When we divide the whole thing equally, then we will get different equal parts and each part is known as a fraction. We can divide the whole thing into 4 equal parts or we can divide that into 2 equal parts like that. Therefore, fraction means represented as a numerical value can be defined as the parts of a whole thing, parts of a whole, and a fraction can be a portion or section of any quantity out of a whole where the whole can be any number, a specific value or a thing. That means when we divide the whole thing into equal parts, then each part is known as a fraction. Look at the figure. Here is a picture of a pizza and it is divided into 8 equal parts and this one part is 1 by 8. We are dividing the whole thing into 8 equal parts and each part, one part among these 8 parts is known as 1 by 8. Okay, 1 by, we have read this as 1 by 8 or we can say 1 upon 8. We can say the fraction as 1 by 8 or 1 upon 8. That means out of 8 portions, we are considering only one portion. We can represent this fraction on a number line. What is a number line? Number line means in a line, if we mark numbers, then it is known as a number line. Here is a number line and we can represent this fraction on a number line. Look at this 0 to 1. That 0 to 1 divided into how many portions, how many equal parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. That means the whole thing is divided into 4 equal parts and this is the first part. This is the first part. That means one part out of these 4 parts. That is the fraction is 1 by 4 or 1 upon 4. Then can you say what is the fraction of this one? This one, how many parts are there? This is first portion, second portion, third portion. Therefore, this represents 3 parts out of 4. That means the fraction is 3 by 4. Okay, this is 3 by 4 because 1, 2, 3 parts are there. Out of that 3 parts, out of 4 parts. And how do you read this fraction? 3 by 4, 3 by 4 or 3 upon 4. We can read the fraction in 2 different ways, 3 by 4 or 3 upon 4. In any way, you can read the fraction. And what about this one, this number, this fraction represent what? This is, how many portions are there? 1, 2. Therefore, 2 parts out of 4 parts. Okay, therefore, we can represent the fraction on a number line. Then, represent 2 by 5 on a number line. How do we represent 2 by 5 on a number line? For that, first draw a line. To draw a line, use your ruler. Use the ruler and draw a line. Okay, draw arrow marks on both sides. That means it is a line that goes endlessly on both sides. Then we have to represent 2 by 5. That means 0 mark over here and this is 1. And we want 2 by 5. That means 2 parts out of 5 parts. That therefore, this 0 to 1, that portion we need to divide into 5 equal parts. Use your ruler. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. Okay. Therefore, how many portions total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 portions. From that, 2 parts out of 5 parts. What is that? Where are the 2 parts? This is the first part, second part. Therefore, this will be 2 by 5. Therefore, this is the way to mark, to represent 2 by 5 on a number line. Therefore, we can represent a fraction on a number line. For that, first to draw a line, by using your ruler, draw a line, then mark the point 0 and 1 and divide that 0 to 1, that portion, into 5 equal parts, because we need to represent 2 by 5, 2 parts out of 5 parts. Therefore, we have to divide that 0 to 1, that portion, into 5 equal parts. Then there are different types of fractions. Now, we have learned what's a fraction. Fraction means when we divide the whole thing into some equal parts, each part is known as a fraction. And we have seen that how to represent a fraction on a number line. Next is, there are different types of fractions that we are going to study. The different types of fraction. First one is proper fraction. Proper fractions. Fractions that are less than a whole are called proper fractions. In proper fractions, the numerator is always less than the denominator. Therefore, whenever the numerator is less than the denominator, such fractions are proper fractions. For example, 1 by 2, 7 by 9, 2 by 5. In all these fractions, the numerators are less than the denominators. Which is the numerator? 1 is the numerator and 2 is the denominator. In 7 by 9, 7 is the numerator and 9 is the denominator. 2 by 5, 2 is the numerator and 5 is the denominator. Okay, therefore, proper fraction means it's a less than a whole thing and the numerator will be always less than the denominator. Then the second type of fraction is unit fractions. Unit fraction means unit fraction should be a proper fraction. That means numerator should be less than the denominator and the condition is numerator is always 1. Proper fractions whose numerator is equal to 1 are called unit fractions. Therefore, in unit fractions, the numerator is always 1. The fraction with the numerator 1 are called unit fractions. Next is improper fractions. Proper fraction means numerator is less than the denominator. Improper fraction means the improper fraction will be greater than a whole thing and its a numerator is greater than the denominator. Okay, therefore, in improper fraction, the numerator is always greater than the denominator. For example, 9 by 5. In 9 by 5, 9 is the numerator and 5 is the denominator. 9 is greater than 5. 9 by 4. Here also, numerator is greater than the denominator. 20 by 12. Numerator is greater than the denominator. Therefore, in improper fractions, the numerator is greater than the denominator. Next is mixed fractions. That means in a fraction, if whole number and fraction part, whole number part and fraction part both are together, then it is a mixed fraction and it is always greater than this 1. A fraction that's a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction is called a mixed fraction. That means whole number part and fraction part will be there in a mixed number. 3 1 by 2, 6 4 by 7, 5 3 by 8. 3 is the whole number part, 3 1 by 2, 3 is the whole number part and 1 by 2 is the fraction part. Therefore, these are the examples of mixed numbers. Then mixed numbers means improper fraction can be converted to, we can convert improper fraction to mixed numbers and we can convert mixed numbers to improper fraction like that. Both are same. Mixed numbers, mixed fraction and improper fraction both are same. In a different form it is. Therefore, we have studied 4 types of fractions. They are proper fraction. Proper fraction means numerator is always less than the denominator. And in improper fraction, numerator is greater than the denominator. The next one is unit fraction. Unit fraction, the fractions with the numerator 1 are called unit fractions. And mixed number means in a fraction, if we write combination of whole numbers and the fraction part, such fractions are known as mixed numbers. We can convert improper fraction to a mixed fraction and a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. Okay, therefore, we have studied about what all things we have studied. We have studied about fractions. Fractions means what? That's a part of whole thing, equal part. When we divide the whole thing into equal parts, then each part is known as a fraction. And fraction, in fractions there are two parts, numerator and denominator. The thing which we are write on top is the numerator, and the number which we write down, that is a denominator. We have studied how to represent a fraction on a number line and the different types of fractions. This thing you have to write in the notebook. Then here are some homeworks. Let us try 7.1, question number 2, BC and 3. And let us try 7.2, question number 1 and 3. That's all for today's class. Okay children, bye.